Hello everyone. Today is June 14th, 2021. And the last update that I shared with you guys was May 23rd of 21. So today I'm gonna walk you through what has really changed in the garden and in my yard, my backyard orchard. So if you remember, this was the calamondin that we talked about earlier, the citrus, but now you can see that it's actually getting some fruits on there, those little guys, and they'll get to about the size of a ping pong ball, and then they'll be sweet and tart. Typically you shouldn't let them fruit, but I think that these guys have enough strength in them and they're strong enough they'll be able to handle it. With citrus, if it can't handle it, what it'll do is it'll just drop those fruits. And so let's find out and see how that goes. But look at this, it's just a beautiful specimen. What I've done is I've also installed the drip system, if you can see that ring around, because I am going to be traveling, and so I had to come up with a drip system in the case of I have to travel and no one is here to really water the plants. So let's see how that goes. So far it's done well. So let's take a look over here, which is also the same calamondin plant that I got the same time. I planted it the same time, but look at this one. It actually has more growth and it's doing really well. The leaves are growing. There's a lot of new shoots coming out. But this one has no flowers, no fruits. So maybe, I think it will begin to fruit or flower maybe later down the season. If not, maybe next year. No biggie. And there's King and Cleo. They're, hey guys, say hello. Hey, come here. But yeah, so he enjoys that right there. But let's go over here again. And we started over here with this bed, but look at this banana tree from only about roughly 3 weeks, guys. The growth on it is crazy. Look at that. If you can go back to the May video and take a look at the banana tree, you can actually see a difference in how huge it's gotten. But hey, come here. Sit down. Sit. Oh, they really care. But yes, so you can see the growth on the tree. Look at this one, the Cavendish. They're dwarf, and it's got a huge growth on it. The blackberries didn't do so well, nor did the zucchini. It's got what they call squash spores. And so I just put this in here just to see what this bed really does. But if you look down you can see that little yellowness right here. These right here are the squash spores. And what it does is it just eats up the stem right here. And I really haven't figured out what can I do with this. I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm not really keen on keeping it, so it's not really important to me. But I tried, just a lesson to learn on how I'm gonna treat it. And if you guys have any ideas on how to treat this, send it to me and we'll figure it out. But it's so damaged right now, we should just pull it up or cut it out maybe. But I have no idea how to fix that. I'm learning, but I understand that you're supposed to cut it out. But you know, in organic gardening, we don't really put any pesticides. So this one didn't do too well. You can see the troubles that I'm having with this is it's got blight from all that rain that we had. So my raspberries that I've been growing for 2 years from the canes, and now it's having issues, which is fine. I'll just take them out and lesson learn what I need to do for next year. Just learning different things. And this is also the banana. The lemongrass has really taken off. Look at that. It shoot about at least 2 feet since I planted it. And here is the other Orinoco banana, and it's gotten crazy big. So here we have the update on the lime tree. It's got plenty of growth on it, and I don't see anything happening yet. I probably won't happen anything this year. Just the main thing is being able to keep this guy warm throughout the season. So I mean, when it gets winter, I'm gonna have to really wrap it really well again. The papaya has really taken off. It's gotten huge. It's grown so fast. I didn't know that it's such a vigorous grower. So it's grown really fast. And here we have the Meyer lemon. And the Meyer lemon does well. So let's take a look at this guy. And he's growing really well. He's getting some new shoots out. So there he is, or she. There we go. And here we pan over here, we have the clementine. So the clementine mandarin is, you know, they're clementine, they're little citrusy fruit, but it's starting to show some new growth here. So I think that it's catching on and it's gonna do well. Yep, so this guy seems to be happy. Hey, Cleo, don't do that. And then behind this rose, the knockout rose, look at the new growth we had. Definitely going to have to trim the knockout roses for sure. And the lower petulums right here, these guys, they're red leaves, but they were supposed to be small, but I guess they're getting big. And here we have, right here, is the ruby red grapefruit. So far, we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fruit trees already. So 5 fruit trees. This is our 5th one. Besides those other 2, that's 1, 2, that's 7. And then of course the bananas, that's 5 bananas. So we're roughly about close to 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 12 fruit trees already. And here's another one, which is the Fuyu persimmon. And my persimmon tree had loaded with fruits. It was loaded with fruits, but then what happened was rain came and it started dropping all of its fruit. So I was really upset with that, and I won't get any persimmon this year. But guess what? When I started looking, we actually found one. Just one persimmon. But hey, the plant is still growing, it's healthy. So maybe next year when we have less rain during the spring, it will look amazing and throw up some huge fruits for us. The roses are looking really well. I'm gonna, like I said, I keep mentioning that I have to cut them back. They've got such huge vigorous growth. King's doing his perimeter check. Here we have the Moro blood orange. And if you guys look back at 3 weeks ago, it was tiny, and now it's actually showing a lot of new growth here. But I'm so happy with the way he's growing, and I'm proud of what we've done with this guy. And of course this is a ligustrum, just for a little bit of filler plant. You have your these are called lantanas. They come back every year. I'm surprised that they actually came back, because I don't really do anything to them. I just cut them, give them a little bit of fertilizer, and they come back. More roses. The roses are so beautiful. I mean, my wife likes them. I'm not a fan of them because of the thorns and stuff, but they are beneficial, as the bees love them. Here's another persimmon tree that actually did pretty well after the freeze. So here we are, we got that guy. My herbs, which is the shiso, which is SHISO, and this is used in a lot of Asian cooking, and it's grown in a pot, and surprisingly it's doing well. They're vigorous, so keep them in a pot, don't put them in the ground. And these are the cherry moya fruit. If you don't know what it is, I suggest you look it up. But these guys take about roughly a month to really seed, and from seed for them to germinate. Sometime longer. I think I've been throwing this in there and hoping that it'll grow, and it actually did. So let's see how that goes. We come over here, we have a tangerine. This is the Dancy tangerine, and it's growing really well. I'm hoping I get about, out of these citrus, I'm hoping to get about at least a foot to 2 foot of growth this season, and maybe next year or the following year. And usually typically about 2 to 3 years, because all of my citrus died, so I had to replace them. So hopefully this guy will grow back strong and vigorous. So, and there we have it. Now we come over here, we have, this is a Owori Satsuma, which is the type of, also a cross between an orange and a mandarin, and it's also doing really well with some new growth. Then we have the Arctic Frost Satsuma. Supposedly these are cold hardy, and we'll find out. There goes my little compost bin. Here's another papaya. And the papaya, for some reason, they are so vigorous. I did not know how fast they grow, but interesting. So if we get some papaya, great. Supposedly some people get them the first year when they put them down. I've been putting that down and it hasn't done nothing yet. This is my loquat, and there that goes. Hopefully it'll do it. Japanese plum is what they call it. And here's another Meyer lemon tree. Here you can see that, and it's pushing out some new growth as well. So a view of what the yard looks like. You can't even see the fruit trees, and that's my goal, is to really camouflage them in here, and then when I come out I can just pick fruits, and they'll grow to the top of this fence line, and this is about 6 feet. I'll let them grow to about that lady's trellis right there, and then what I'll do is I'll just create a tree line, and they'll just grow. All the fruit trees will grow this tree line right here, and then keep them pruned back, you know. And then, so I can't even count how many fruit trees we got, but here we have the blueberries, and the blueberries are growing like crazy, and it's actually got some a little bit of blueberries left because we harvested already, and so that's coming back some. These are sago palms, as you guys know, and these are sago palm pups that one of my clients really loved me, and she shared it with me. She shared some of her pups with me, and I'm growing them, and it takes about close to 2 months for them to actually root. So we'll see how they do, but all I did is put them in dirt and keep them watered. Here's my avocado tree that's growing really fast, and it's almost up to the top of the trellis right here, about another, I would say, 3 feet. So at the end of the season it probably will get down there, probably will grow to that height. And it's called the Ooh La La avocado, and we'll take these indoor for sure, because last year one of my Lila died. And this is also a avocado tree, an avocado that my client also shared with me. One of my clients shared with me from seed, and it's growing really well. Look at the leaves. Now the chances of this one fruiting is slim because I don't think it will, and if it does, it'll take about 10 years, but not really worried about it. I just kind of like the plant and I enjoy having plants. Here's the other blueberries, which has really taken off. These are a different variety, and supposedly you're supposed to have 2 different varieties or a couple of varieties of blueberries where they can cross-pollinate. You get better fruit production. So here it is, and you can see the color on them. It's really light colors in red and pinks. That's the new growth, and as they mature, they get a darker green like so. And it's really nice to have and look at. Here we have my bougainvillea that's coming out with a little bit of color now. Supposedly that's the bud or the flower, but really it's a leaf, and I forgot what it's called. You can see that. My rosemary, it's got some dead growth right here because I don't know what happened here, and we water it, but maybe it's just finicky and it's too hot, and I'm not sure. But this guy right here, also the bougainvillea, is doing really well. So I don't know. Hey, what are you chewing on? Cleo. And here we have the kumquat. This is the Maywa kumquat. And let's take a look. It's starting to flower. And it's actually getting some fruit. As you guys can really see. See the fruit right there? And like I said, with citrus, I don't really thin the fruit out. The tree kind of just knows that, hey, I can't handle too much, and it'll just drop the fruit. Okay. Now, if you guys remember this part of the garden, look at that, crazy. Oh, and here's another fruit tree. This is a mulberry bush, but it was so sick. It had blight of it all over it, and what I've done is I've organically treat this with neem oil, and I've been treating it with neem for about 3 weeks. Yep, 3 weeks I've been treating with neem. Every night I would come out and spray this plant, and look how green it's gotten again. It's got a little bit of left right here, but I think continuing to work with this plant, it will get better and better. So don't get discouraged. You can see here, don't get discouraged if you find diseases. I just learn about them, and then I just have faith and fix it. Let's go over here so you can also see. Here's another mulberry. So this guy does really well. He's so happy, and he'll be pushing out some mulberries next year. I've had this plant for 3 years. This is one of the first years that I've seen the growth done really well. And they're vigorous growers, so surprisingly, I don't see why they haven't gotten that much growth. And let's take a look over here of the garden area. Look at that. It covered this whole trellis. This side, for some reason, like I said, this side does not do well. I don't know. Maybe it's not enough sun or too much water. I have no idea. But these are my cayenne peppers, the dragon cayenne. They are super spicy, and we use it for a lot of sauces that my wife makes. But it's throwing out these huge peppers. Look at that, huge. They're big. Look, they're like almost, look at that, and they're everywhere. And so we'll have plenty of peppers, but they're super spicy. They're so spicy. Also over here, see, like this side, the peppers does well, but I had a problem with those pill bugs, which we are called roly-polies, and they ate most of my habanero. So now I still have cayenne. I guess we'll be eating a lot of hot peppers. This is my white sapote. Remember 3 weeks ago we had cutting this down to just a single branch, just a one stick, and after 3 weeks of just being patient, we have plenty of new growth, and this new growth will be amazing because what you have is a bigger, stronger root system with the tree. Here's some of my peppers. These are called the black cobra. So they start out black. Look, here's a squash. Yellow squash. We'll probably harvest that. But they start out, these peppers are even hotter than the cayenne. And they start out black. And as they gradually ripe, they get green, like so. And then after they get green, they get red. And the difference in these peppers is that they go straight up towards the sky versus most peppers grow downward. So that's gonna be spicy. You can see right here we have a jalapeno. So, and a cucumber right there. And another cucumber somewhere over here. You can see that. Figs are coming in. If you guys can count how many fruit trees, let me know. There goes that guy right there. And I kind of like the lizard. He'll eat the spiders, and he kind of helps me with pest control. So thank you, little guy. And you can see the figs. That's one fig right there. This year this fig died back. It died, and so I'm surprised it came back. And it came back with some figs. So, lo and behold, who knew? Again, if you remember this one also, the white sapote, it also was having issues, and it came back. And another pepper plant over there. And my long beans, you can see the long bean right there. Whoa, it's really long. Long beans are coming in, they're everywhere. So we'll probably harvest those today. Hey, get up, buddy. And we have a lot of basil. That one's is losing nutrients. This is a wing bean, and it's losing its nutrients. So I've got to figure out a way. I've been putting some nitrogen in it, which is fish emulsion for nitrogen. There goes the spinach. We've already harvested plenty. These are salvias. They attract the bees. So you gotta have pollinators. So we got salvias. I gotta plant them down. The basil is growing crazy over here, along with the marigolds to help pollinate. But I got a fruit right here which is called a melon, and I put a styrofoam plate right there so it can actually, so it won't what you call it, get rot from the watering. Here's another one that's just hanging, and there's one more in that corner. You can actually find it somewhere, but there's also one in here somewhere. I don't know, but it's actually going crazy, and the bees are going crazy. They're out, and I really need them, so I love having them. So yeah, let me go ahead and oops, show you guys. There we go. And this is I'm getting one loofah here that's coming through, but really nice production going on here. Lots of veggies, and it seems like it's a lot of work, which it probably is for some people, but for me, I really just enjoy it. Well, here's another, I'll share with you. Here's another banana plant, and it's looking sad, but I think it will do well. Give it about a few weeks. I got this from one of my clients. she shared this with me, and this is called a blue Java, which is called the ice cream banana. And these guys get huge. They get about 15 feet tall. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but my clients know that I love plants, and they have been sharing with me. So thank you for everyone that's been sharing with me your plants. Here are the bumblebees. Oh, where is he? Yep, see, he really enjoys it. These guys, these salvias, right? They are amazing plant, and the hummingbirds, they love this plant, and so does the bees. And I just come out here and enjoy watching them do their job. I don't bother them, they don't bother me, and they just continue to pollinate. And this is my tomato side. And let me tell you about my tomato adventure, right? I got 1 tomato out of 15 plants, and this is close proximity planting. One tomato. If someone knows how to do tomatoes, please reach out, let me know. And I got some bitter gourd here. These are bitter melons. Bitter meaning yes, they taste bitter, but they're high in antioxidants. But other than that, guys, that is the tour and update of my garden. I hope this will give you guys some ideas. I hope it will inspire you to begin growing. And yeah, why not? Have a great one. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.